Well, he's a cutie pie. I might put him in Potomac. Okay, yes. Yeah, he can come right on to Potomac.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Richie Scott, and we are back with another video. And in this video, we're going to be talking a lot about Housewives. We've got a lot of news coming out right now, and you know what? I just decided to give it to you guys all in one video. Yes. So we're going to be condensing all of the Housewives stories that we have for you today, and we're going to be talking about why MARLO may have been hospitalized. We're going to be talking about Cynthia Bailey getting into music. We're also going to be talking about Nene Leaks, Kandi, Burruss, and Brandi Glanville. We've got some interesting information coming out about her. So listen, guys, grab a snack, grab your tea, grab your coffee, whatever it is that you like, and let's settle down into this news. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so by hitting the subscribe button down below, and also hit the notification bell button because we bring you guys news daily, okay? Also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at DJ Richie Scott. Now with that being said, let's get into the news. MARLO Hampton of the Real Housewives of Atlanta was admitted to the hospital yesterday, and doctors suspect that she could have breast cancer. News of MARLO's hospitalization came just as we learned that Greg Leaks, husband to Atlanta housewife Nene Leaks, is now cancer-free. MARLO told fans during a routine breast exam that doctors found a giant lump in her breast. Doctors ran a series of tests and determined that the only way to find out whether it's cancerous was to bring her in for a biopsy. She also posted these clips on Instagram, but MARLO's breast implants may have complicated her diagnosis. According to the American Cancer Society, X-rays used in mammograms cannot go through silicone or saline implants well enough to show the breast tissue under them. This means that part of the breast tissue can be hard to see on a mammogram. As a result, breast cancer detection in women with breast implants is usually later stage and more deadly. We're praying for MARLO. For much of MARLO's time on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, there's been a lot of chatter surrounding her life and how she makes a living. Namely, her career appears to be a mystery to most of the Georgia Peaches. But we were in luck when MARLO's good friend Nene Leaks appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. One caller asked the OG if she could demystify MARLO's job for fans during the after show. You know what? That's a good question for MARLO and not for me. But I will tell you this. MARLO is not a broke bee, okay? You see what she wears, and you see what she drives, and you see how she lives. So she does a lot of things. All right. So there we have it. Nene Leaks is speaking out on behalf of her bestie, MARLO Hampton. And we don't really know if that's actually her bestie in real life or if it's her bestie on the show. But we can, surmise pretty well enough that they're actually really close friends. Now, whether or not she has breast cancer, I don't necessarily know that she does. And I don't think if she did that she would be out here posting like this. Listen, breast cancer is a serious issue, and we don't want to wish that on anybody. So we have to take that part of the article with a grain of salt. However, we can see from the photographs and from her IG story that she was indeed in some type of hospital-like facility. So our prayers definitely go out to MARLO for that, and we are hoping for a speedy recovery with whatever MARLO is facing. Now, we know that MARLO has been out and about recently in Atlanta. Of course, she is always supporting her fashions on down to the streets of Atlanta. Yes, she is. However, she most recently posted this photo here with our girl Quad Lunsford from Married to Medicine Atlanta. And look who she ran into. It's our good friend, Cynthia Bailey. I wonder if Nene Leaks liked this photo or not, but it seems like MARLO didn't really care because she didn't have any hesitancy with posting the photo, and all the ladies look good. And you guys will notice that OG housewife Sheree Whitfield was also in attendance. Sheree's been making quite a splash these days on Instagram herself, so it's good to see them all together, but I also wonder what this means for season 12. All right, so speaking of Nene, and speaking of season 12, and speaking of Cynthia. So let's get into this. Now, we've already been told by many people that filming is set to begin this weekend for the Real Housewives of Atlanta for season 12. Now, with that being said, we know that the Sip and See is supposed to be this Sunday, May 19th, for Porsha's baby Pilar. So that's going to be an exciting event, and wouldn't be surprised if you guys begin to see a lot of photos coming out this weekend from pictures from the event, which we would likely see on Instagram, like we saw baby showers and all that kind of thing from both Porsha and Kenya during the past while they were both pregnant. Now, here's the thing. Now, I was wondering whether or not Nene would be even invited or be there to perform, but it looks like Nene is going to be in DC for the opening of Swag at the MGM Harbor. Take a look at your girl here on the news promoting in DC.
I see that it's going to be raining right here. What day is this? Thursday?
Yep.
So cover up your wigs. Saturday, during boutique time shopping at Swag, you take your wigs off.
So it looks like Nene is booked for Saturday the 18th. She will be at the Swag opening from, I think, 2 to 7 p.m. on this coming Saturday. Now, what's also interesting is our girl Kandi, who I was also wondering if she would make it to Porsha's event, but it's not looking likely. Here's why. Because Kandi will be on tour for her Welcome to the Dungeon tour. She will actually be in DC on Friday, May 17th at the Echo Stage. Great venue in DC. If you guys haven't been and if you haven't seen the show yet, definitely go get tickets. I want to see it because it looks like it's going to be very, very good. And then Kandi will also be in New York at Terminal 5 on May 18th, the same night as Nene's opening. So I don't know if they're going to cross paths at any point. I highly doubt it because usually the cameras don't necessarily always follow them on tour, but I would love it if they did. However, that May 18th performance is the same night that your girl Foxy is supposed to be appearing on the Welcome to the Dungeon tour. So it's not looking likely that she's going to be flying back to Atlanta the next day. So there's probably no chance that Phaedra will run into Kandi at that event. So it looks like she's in the clear, but she will still have more to attend to if she does happen to show up. So we're going to be looking out for photos from that. Now, even more Atlanta Housewives news. Your girl Cynthia Bailey, Cynthia's out here living her best life, okay? She is living her absolute best life. And I cannot say that I blame her, okay? So your girl Cynthia Bailey was most recently in LA, and she's been rocking a lot of Giovanni, if you guys follow her lately, on Instagram. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Real Housewives of New York, Giovanni is a very important designer, okay? A very important designer because he designs all of Luann's gowns for her cabaret show, which has been touring all over the country. And the lady was just in Vegas, so she's doing it big right now. Anyway, Giovanni is a designer that actually Dorinda hooked Luann up with. So how all of this falls together is that Cynthia Bailey recently shot the video for Feeling Giovanni by Countess Luann. So I cannot wait to see how that turns out because both Lisa Rinna, Cynthia, and Luann are looking amazing right here in this Charlie's Angels pose, posing up in their Giovanni. So we have that to look forward to from Cynthia Bailey. She's obviously venturing into all kinds of endeavors now that she's not friends with Nene. And it kind of reminds me of something, if you guys will indulge me for a second. It kind of reminds me of the way Wendy Williams is so liberated these days now that she is finally talking about her divorce and her single life. I'm loving it, and I'm loving this version of Cynthia too because I feel like she is getting her everlasting life. All right, so there are also reports that Lisa Vanderpump is quitting the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and it's particularly interesting after she just basically took a lie detector test on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills most recent episode this week. And I'm actually here for this. Well, I'm here for the lie detector test. Here's the thing. If you were on a reality television show and all of your castmates seem to think that you were lying about something, what's the best way to prove them wrong? By taking a lie detector test. Yes. Homegirl sat down and sat with a professional, and she decided to take a lie detector test to prove that she is innocent of all the charges. Now, we were left with a cliffhanger, but we all know that if they're showing it and it's her scene, that it's likely to turn out in her favor. Now, her castmates are kind of like, don't know what to think about this because Kyle Richards is tweeting like, a lie detector test? Really? We have Erica Jane basically saying, who does that?
What was your reaction to seeing her strapped in?
Exactly what Kyle just tweeted. Who does that? So, you know.
But on the other hand, if she's trying to prove her innocence, is it a...
That's not the way to do it.
But in my opinion, what else would you guys like her to do? If you don't believe a word that she's saying outside of taking a lie detector test, what is going to make you believe her? Otherwise, you have just made up in your mind that this lady is lying or that you just want to make her look bad. What's the difference? If I were to take a lie detector test and you still don't believe me, you just want to dislike me at this point. And so I feel like that's what they're getting. So it doesn't surprise me that at this point in time, she might be quitting the show. Let's take a look at exactly what the sources are saying right now. All right, it says that Lisa Vanderpump all but announced during an interview on Daily Mail TV that she's quitting the Bravo show. She told the interviewer after 380 episodes, sometimes you have to say, okay, enough. According to Lisa, she's exhausted by all the drama that's been going on with her two good friends, Dorit Kemsley and Kyle Richards. Lisa explained that she's still hurt from the fallout with Dorit and Kyle and that her on-screen fight with Kyle did not leave her in a good place mentally. Lisa, who gained fame and fortune in the restaurant business, admits that she took on too much and that led to her just walking away mid-season. Unfortunately, this season in Housewives, it just became too much for me. Where I was in my life at the time, personal things I was dealing with, I did not cope with so well, she confessed. So I was not ready to take on maybe what Housewives entailed. I just floundered. I opened TomTom, I brought that to fruition. I was working hard on this. We were working hard on our philanthropy and our dogs. We are opening a sanctuary in China. We had a lot of things going on. She continued, I lost my only sibling. I was doing Vanderpump Rules. I'm an EP on that. There was a lot going on. All of this stuff I think was unfair and it kept coming at me. It just became too much, really. Now, she says, I am not a housewife that created a business. And to me, I signed up to Housewives because it seemed like a lot of fun. Being a restaurateur, businesswoman, and philanthropist is paramount to me. So I will continue to do that after Housewives because that is what I do. While Lisa is leaving the Housewives, she has no plans to leave her show. Vanderpump Rules Season 8 of Vanderpump Rules starts filming very soon. Wow, a lot to unpack here. So with Lisa Vanderpump potentially quitting Housewives, does that leave room for some other familiar faces? And by familiar faces, I'm talking about Brandi Glanville and Kim Richards. Yes, the two ladies are back on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. As you will have known if you've seen any of the teasers for the show this year, you will know that the two of them are back because that was the highlight of the trailer, if you ask me. To me, Brandi and Kim Richards are two of the show's staples, and they need to be there because they actually cause a lot of the drama without even actually realizing that they're causing drama. Although I think sometimes Brandi did kind of stir the pot a little bit just for the sake of stirring, but the show actually needed it, and it needs it now. And now we have both ladies actually filming confessionals for the show. We have Kim Richards filming her confessional look here, and she's actually looking better than a lot of the ladies are looking in their own confessionals. Except for Kyle, because Kyle has been killing it, and of course, the pretty mess is always killing it in her confessionals. Also, Brandi Glanville also filmed a confessional as well as an after show session, and Kyle Richards basically admitted that she did that as well, and she ran into her during that period of time.
She started following me on Instagram, or I noticed she was, okay, so this is how it happened. We do an after show for Bravo, like almost like in place of a blog. I guess I don't know if we're gonna do blogs anymore for now, but we talk about, you know, the behind the scenes stuff, and it airs on bravotv.com. And so I was filming one of those one day, and as I was leaving, I hear Brandi's voice in the makeup room, and I was like,
this can't be happening.
They booked Brandi Glanville right after me, and we're overlapping each other. So I went in, and she was as nice as could be.
And speaking of Brandi Glanville's face, apparently she just got a new facelift. As you guys will recall, she's been featured a lot lately in the media, looking kind of drunk, and it's looking like she can only talk on one side of her face. So here is what sources are reporting. Former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Brandi Glanville just got a brand new face, and she unveiled it while filming for Bravo. Now, it says that Brandy has already gone multiple plastic surgery operations. In fact, she suffered from partial facial paralysis after what the NY Post calls a botched facelift. Brandy explained her facial paralysis in an online video she posted last year. Everyone wants to know why my top lip doesn't move. Right here, you see a white little circle. The former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star explained in the 12-minute clip, I had a botched medical procedure and my face on the right side doesn't move the way my face on the left side moves. This is why I have some nerve damage and scar tissue, so I talk out of the side of my mouth. You don't like it? Suck my... The NY Post hired a doctor who surmised that Brandy's paralysis was the result of an aggressive facelift. During a recent episode of her podcast series, Brandy chatted with Denise Richards about the strategic Lisa and her mean husband, Ken Todd, and also slammed Camille Grammer and the reveal which current Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star actually apologized to her, plus the moment she knew she was getting fired. So we all know that that housewife was Lisa Rinna, who she's made amends with, but also we now know that Kyle and her are following each other on Instagram. So there's a lot happening and a lot of movement and a lot of pieces kind of moving around with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I gotta say, they absolutely need it. And they need to refresh the cast for season 10. Listen, if season 9 is doing nothing, it's setting the stage for what hopes to be an amazing season 10 with Brandy and Kim Richards back full time, or at least in a bigger capacity. Even if you're gonna bring them on as friends, they need to be on as friends like Marlo and like Barbara Kavovit on Real Housewives of New York. And they need to just bring the drama, bring all types of drama, because we are absolutely here for that. All right, guys, let me know what you think about all of these stories. Listen, prayers out for Marlo, whatever's going on with her. We pray that she's okay and that is non-cancerous. We also want to say, you know, we cannot wait for the footage to come out with this whole sip and see with Porsha this weekend. We're looking forward to seeing this Feeling Giovanni video with Luann, Lisa Rinna, and Cynthia Bailey. If you guys have seen anything from Kandi's Dungeon Show, please hit us up down in the comments and let us know what that was like. Also, let me know what you think about the potential with Lisa Vanderpump quitting the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And if you think that they need to bring in some new faces, a la Brandy Glanville and her new face, and Kim Richards as well. All right, this is your guy, Richie Sky, right here, bringing you more Housewives news than you could possibly ever dream of. Hit the subscribe button and the notification button below, because you just don't know when we're going to be coming out with new videos. Also, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will see you guys in the next video.